everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Sean from Sean K Beauty, and this is Sean K's Beauty Bar, where we grab from the bar and discuss all things beauty. So today we are going to talk about why skincare products sometimes can be too much. Now, I've gotten a ton of questions about the Ordinary's line, and why don't I push that a lot on my channel? The one thing I want my subscribers to get well versed on is understanding what the face needs first and then making your best informed decision thereafter. I don't push the Ordinary that much just because these products are sold a la carte, and a lot of it does call for you trying to figure out what acids should go with what. It does take some research. It does take you getting online and learning. And if you don't have the time to do all of that, it could be a daunting task. And if you don't even understand your skin in the first place, you're going to be, like I always say, a lab rat in your home trying to work through all of these products because it's trending or it's the new thing. But your skin may not need that, right? So that's the reason why I don't push a lot of the Ordinary. Now, mind you, I just talked about the Natural Factor Moisturizer with hyaluronic acid in it as a great moisturizer in my previous video. However, one of the things we really need to take into consideration is that the Ordinary is a lot of a la carte. It's a lot of you trying to figure out one acid over the other, the absorption rate, is it going to work for you? And I will tell you all, just because it's stripped down does not necessitate the efficacy of product. A lot of the times the microbiomes and this acidic mantle doesn't like a lot of craziness. It prefers to have synergy. When scientists get into a lab, what we're testing is not only absorption rates, but we're testing the efficacy of one concentration to the other. We're also looking at non-actives to actives. We're also putting in preservatives. There's a lot that goes into curating products. So when you're looking at a line of product, and this is not to discount the Ordinary as a brand, right? But this is to give you information. When you're going into a lot of acids, a lot of serums, and not really knowing what the skin needs, not having knowledge of the acidic mantle, period, you're going to find yourself facing some issues. Again, when we're in a lab, we're looking at a lot of things. We're looking at expression of genes. We're looking at what that product works well with. But when you've stripped down products and there is no padding in that product, it is likely to be more of an irritant to you than not, okay? And that's the reason why scientists are in the lab curating products. With my background being microbiology and biochemistry, the things that you guys are not seeing in a lab is what we're trying to bring here on this platform to give you knowledge of what you should be looking at as opposed to what you are looking at, what's trending, the results somebody's getting with their skin. So I'm gonna get those same results. And then when it doesn't happen and the adverse happens, it's, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Who do I go to now? And that's where knowledge becomes key. Now, I know that we are all in quarantine and we can't see a dermatologist right now. So I want to give you just a few key tips, pointers that you can follow if you're going to start dabbling in different products, and to really keep it simple. I think that's the first thing that I want to convey is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things in your skincare routine. The moment we start focusing on the complexities of something, the less likely we're going to do it. Okay, so one exfoliating acid, one brightening, and then a hydrating serum. You don't need to go into using a ton of serums. And when you're changing out acids, you alternate acids. The skin, the microbiomes, they don't love a lot of change. They want homeostasis. They want stability to fight off metalloproteinases, which is that enzyme that actually breaks down the skin and brings in more harm to your skin than good. You're enabling that when you're compromising the microbiome's ability to ward off, enzymes like that, pollution, free radicals. That's going to bring in the fine lines and the wrinkles and the sagging of skin. Everybody's using all these different products thinking that it's going to work, and it doesn't necessitate that your skin is going to get better because you use more product. The next thing I want to talk about is efficacy. Sometimes we're looking at, for example, The Ordinary. They have 5 different retinols that you can use. And with skincare, there is a threshold of efficacy. So thinking that a 20% or a 5% or a 2% when the threshold is 0.025%, and they're giving you all these different concentrations for you to put on your skin, thinking that the higher the concentration, the better it's going to be for you. That's not the case. And remember too, guys, that if you do go too high up with the concentration of ingredient, it could become inactive. So that's something you want to take into consideration as well. Just like eating too many different vitamins can counteract one another, so holds true for using a lot of different acids on the face at different percentages. You're becoming a lab rat. And I have seen a lot of you in comments and questions from previous videos ask me about, why am I seeing the adverse reactions? I have heard estheticians talk about so many people coming in with their many different products, and products that are cheap, that are accessible to them, that they've been trying, and they're still not getting the results that they want. And you're using these acids and these peels, you're over exfoliating the skin, your skin is dehydrated, it's tight. Really talking about hydration, but hydration is absolutely key before you can actually go into targeting skincare concerns. So when you're using a lot of acids and you're using all of these intricate serums, right? And you're compromising the acidic mantle, and then you have a skincare concern, the dermatologist will have to first deal with getting the acidic mantle back to balance, homeostasis, before they can literally give you products that is going to be helpful to fight off the acne or the rosacea or the psoriasis, whatever the skincare concern is. So these are just some of the things that you really need to take into consideration. Don't fall for the marketing hype that the higher the concentration of a product means that it's going to be more effective. And a lot of scientists, a lot of dermatologists, we've sit here and we've seen, the inflated claims from your Paula's Choice with the 20% niacinamide, when niacinamide has a threshold of 4 or 5% to prove efficacy, and then they inflate it to 20%, making you feel you need to go after the 20%. Even going after a retinol that says, oh, it's 5%, when the threshold of efficacy has proven to be at 0.025%. More doesn't mean you're getting more. And stripped down or pure ingredient does not mean that you're getting the best. When we're in a lab, we're looking at absorption rates, we're looking at what's going to be less of an irritant to you, what's going to hold true of stability, what is the ideal threshold, what products work well against what products. A lot of the times it's not the ingredient that's the irritant, it's the formula that is the irritant. And again, this is about bringing knowledge to my community. I'm just giving you information, and from there you can definitely do what you want with this information. The next thing I wanted to say was that we really don't want to find ourselves using more than 2 acids. If we're going to use acids, and I'm talking using 1 in the morning and 1 at night, I always say use a brightening anything that's going to be brightening at nighttime, just because cellular activity is heightened at night. There is no conflicting factor like the sun messing with the efficacy of that product. So, if you really are targeting brightening the skin, the nighttime is the best time to do that. Another thing we're forgetting to mention in a lot of these videos is patch testing. If you are going to go after the ordinary where it's stripped down products, you really need to patch test for at least 3 days to make sure that these products are not going to be an irritant to you. Right in the middle of your elbow, at least you can conceal that area. If it starts being irritated there, rinse it off and you're going to be golden. The ordinary has some major side effects. If you start to see your eye swelling or problems breathing. Guys, these are not products you want to play around with just throwing on the face. These are products that you literally want to patch test, and I'm glad that they stress that on their website as well. They also tell you how not to use a lot of different acids because they can conflict. You don't want to use strong acids together. You've got people using so many things together and not understanding what it's doing to your skin. I do suggest if you're going to do a chemical peel, do it at an esthetician's office or dermatologist's office. I don't really care for, pushing that on my platform, but if you are going to do it, I definitely say, use precaution when you're doing that. Use the aseptic technique. If we as microbiologists have to do it in the lab, making sure that our counters are wiped down with ethanol, our hands are clean, we're in gloves when we're testing products, you want to make sure your environment is super duper clean. You don't want contamination. You all know hashtag GCHP, Good Cosmetic Home Practice, was one of the things that I coined from the very start of this channel, which was really to bring about you keeping yourself safe while you're using products, right? Not putting droppers on the face, not cross-contamination with face to makeup and not disinfecting makeup, not washing brushes constantly, not spraying with 70% isopropyl alcohol. In fact, I have a video that even spoke to why we use 70% isopropyl alcohol. As a microbiologist, these things are very important and things that we take for granted, and we're doing these experiments with all of these product areas like our bathrooms. We're flushing the toilet all the time. Are you wiping down your counter every single time before you use your skincare products? Are you washing your hands and making sure that you don't have any bacteria, microbes on your hands before you start touching your face? Are you keeping the dropper from not going onto the skin and then putting it back in the bottle? Like all of these things that seem like non-essentials is definitely essential to your skincare and to your skin being happy. So I definitely say, guys, make sure that you are well versed on products before you start using them. If you're going to use really strong products like your tretinoins and your retinols, this has become the golden standard, right? The whole retinol bit, and everybody's running after the next best retinol. But nobody's tested all of these retinols to really see which one is more effective over the other. And so everyone is in this rat race of pushing retinols at you. Now, granted, this is not about retinols in this video, but that is one of the most popular trending ingredients that we hear about a lot. And then we do hear a lot of people complain about the irritation that happens. It's non-irritating to tretinoin, that is truth. But bakuchiol from the bakuchiol seed is a lot less irritating, if not non-irritating to the skin, still giving you the efficacy of that of retinol. So that's just a few tidbits that I'm throwing out there just to give you guys some context and to give you some information. But I definitely say, just because skincare is accessible when it's cheap does not necessitate the fact that you are going to get the best performance from it, especially when you don't have the knowledge of why you're doing something. And I think that's the problem. We really need to know why we're doing something before we start doing something. Why do the microbiomes need pH balance? Why am I buying a retinol? Why am I buying this and that? Is it I'm buying it because it's trending, or is it that I really need this. You know, a lot of the times it's not based off, you know, a dermatologist saying that's what you need. A lot of this buying is happening because influencers or someone on the platform is saying, this is the next best thing, you just need to go and get it. Lifestyle plays a huge role in how your skin is going to act. You know, don't smoke, don't find yourself in the sun very long. Put on sun protection, eat the right foods, drink a lot of water, exercise. It is lifestyle habits that really dictate what is going to happen with your skin. It's not just in a bottle. So hopefully you all found this video helpful. If you have any questions, leave it down below. The discussion continues. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Ciao for now.